Hello everyone, this is Michelle at michellesizemore.com, and that's Michelle with one L in my website link. I'm a creative memories advisor, and today you'll learn how to make this quick and easy idea. This sun was made with the jumbo circle pattern with the custom cutting system. This water was made with the decorative trimmer, which has like a wavy design. And then I just used the regular trimmer to cut my photo mats. It's a very simple page. You could embellish this up some more if you want to, but I kind of like the simplicity. And I think what I want to use it for is a sunset cruise that I went on. And I only had a few pictures. So I think I have about 4 pictures. And I love, it's kind of cool to take a big jumbo template and then just cut it in half down the middle and then spread it across 2 pages. And you could do it with any shape. It doesn't have to be for a sunset. You could do, any of the shapes that we have, you could do. Alrighty, let's set this aside. And this right here shows you how to find me. That's my website link and my email address, my YouTube channel. There we go. And this is what I used to make this. I used the summer break paper. Okay, these are all the fun patterns and colors and designs. And excuse my mess, this is some white cardstock that I used to mat the photos. This is the paper that I used for the sunset. I love this. I love how it's the 3 tones and they just sort of blend into each other. It makes me think of a sunset. This is the pretty water paper that comes in this collection. And this is the background. It's so cute. I like a background that's simple, but that has a little design to it. And if y'all can see, it says good times on there. So it's cute. Okay, so I think that's everything that I used. And these are my pretend photos. And I had that stuff stored in one of these Power Simple sleeves. It's a great place to just to temporarily put stuff while you're working on a project, just to have everything together, and then you can stack them. But it's open at the top and down one side, so you just slide stuff in here and then you slip it out. And then I'm done with this for this project, and when I get ready for my next project, I'll fill it with the stuff for my next video. Okay, let's do the sunshine first. So I'm going to grab my jumbo template. These are the blades. This is the pattern. And this is the mat. So this is the custom cutting system. You can get lots of other shapes to go with this as well, to build on this. Okay, so we're going to start here. And I'm going to cut that out of this paper. And I want to just use this guide. You never cut this guide. It's just a visual. And it's really cool, in my opinion. I use it all the time. This black line on here just lines up with the inside and the outside of the template. So the black line matches up with the template. And then if you can tell, you have a red, green, and a blue line. And that just matches up with the red blade, green blade, and blue blade. And you would cut using the same track, whichever track you pick. But based on which blade you use, you'll get a bigger or a smaller circle because the blades are offset. We're going to use this red blade on this inside track. That's the size that I wanted. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. Again, you don't ever cut on that. It's just a guide to look at. And here we go. And you can decide how much orange or how much yellow you want to show. Mine, I'm going to do a little extra orange because it's going to peek down below the water, so you won't see all of it. So I want to add a little extra orange. And I'm going to open up my blade. Excuse me, I have a sticker on there. By grabbing these 2 little side things and flip it over and pop it in place, and then you have your blade. These 2 little things that stick out are going to fit inside the track. You need to make sure they're both in that track for this to work, and then hold this really steady so it doesn't budge. And just go around. It's really easy to use. And these newer blades, they rotate as you go, so it makes it easier than if you have the old blades. And I'm going to go around one more time. There we go. Or that's enough. I can tell I let up just a little bit. Okay, and then I would save this because you could put this on top of another paper and then do something really cool with it. So save this for another project. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my blue for my water and grab my decorative trimmer. So this cuts 2 different kinds of waves. I cut this to where it was about 3 inches up from the bottom. So I'm going to draw a pencil line right there at the 3-inch mark. And line this up, and I want that mark to line up right here because that's where my blade's going to come down. Let me get this. Well, I just put this new blade in there and I didn't put it in there very well. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so my pencil line is right there. I'm going to line it up with that line right there, because that's where it's going to cut, and make sure it's straight at the top. And when I use this, I start about right here and work my way back first and then work my way down. And that's because if I start from up here, it tends to bend the paper a little bit. So it's better to go back first and then kind of work your way down. And I'm pressing firm as I go. I just put 2 blades in the same track. Wow. Okay. The other one's over here. All right. So, and then I'm going to go back because I feel like I let up. Sometimes it's easy to let up in these parts if you don't press. There we go. I think that's a good cut. Okay. That's very good. And I'm going to cut this one the same width because it's just going to continue on to the next page. So I'm just going to line it up here and draw a pencil line where I want to just cut a straight line because I've already got my decorative line. So for that, I'll use my regular trimmer with a straight blade in it. And there's my pencil line. On this trimmer, it is going to cut on this left-hand side dotted line here. And my line is kind of starting to fade. So I'm going to flip it over. You get a lot of uses out of this. When your left-hand side dotted line starts to fade, you want to flip it and get a new one. And this one is a really good one. So, okay. So I'm going to move this here. I'm going to line my pencil mark up with that left-hand side dotted line right there because that's where the blade comes down. And I'm just going to do a straight cut. Okay, so now I have my water and my sun already cut out. This is really an easy page to do. So here's my water. Here's my sun. And let's get the background pieces. Now this is a directional pattern, so you want to make sure it's facing the right way so the words are correct, and it is. Okay. Make sure y'all can see that. Okay, now I just want to go down the middle with my trimmer. Wow, I'm trying a new thing and this backdrop is moving on me. Okay, so I need to clean that up a little bit because I have this little shaggy edge. So I'm going to cut that off and just sort of smooth it out with my scissors. Okay, and let's just see. It's going to go like this. It's 8.5 inches. So the middle would be at 4 1/4 right there. Okay. So I'm just going to take my trimmer and I want this line I just did to line up with that left-hand side dotted line. We'll just make sure it does, and it's good. And I'm just going to cut right down the middle. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just going to put this together. It's pretty easy. Okay. I'm going to mount the water, excuse me. I'm going to mount the water down first, but I'm not going to mount it down too tight because I want to be able to tuck the sun down in it from the top. Excuse me. I should have drank some more water. I think it goes this way. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm going to grab my repositionable tape runner and just kind of put some tape runner on the bottom and mount this down. Okay, just make sure it's flush along the edges. And for now, I want this open at the top, but I'll mount it down when I'm finished. And then I'll do the same here. And this is, again, is my repositionable tape runner, which is the only tape runner I like to craft with because you can pick it up and move it around. It has some other cool features when you use the border maker system and stuff, which I'll show you later. Okay, I'm good with that. And it looks like my pattern just matches up. Looks like it goes like one stream of water. And then all I do is mount my circles. You want to make sure that none of the blue sticks out the side, and you can determine how much you want it to stick below the water. I'm good like that. I want it to look like it's just starting to dip in the water. Okay, and then I'm going to hold it firm and just sort of put some tape runner around, using again the repositionable. And then I'll do it down here. Okay, and then do the other one just like that. I'm going to put these together the way they would be in the book, so I'll make sure I get my sun even so it looks like it matches. I'm good with that. Yep. And I don't see any blue sticking out the edge, maybe just a little. Okay, and then I'm going to stick this down. I'm just doing a little bit of tape runner. I can go back and do some more later, but I just want to kind of get this together. I may not need any more, but like right here, I would probably do a little more. Of course, I didn't get that underneath, but you get the idea. And I actually got some tape runner on here, but this repositionable tape runner, you just rub it off. And I love it because it doesn't tear your paper or anything. All right, now I'm just going to, I think I'm almost out of tape runner. That's the problem. So let me grab another one. Okay, and now I'm going to mount my water. Just put a little dab and then a little bit on the side. Okay, a little dab here and at the top of these peaks of water. Okay. That is how easy that is. It's so super easy. And I've seen people do this with a watermelon, with a basketball, a soccer ball, baseball, a big picture of just fireworks in the middle, which was cool. I could have mounted this on, like matted this with like an orange behind it. I think that would be pretty, but I just kind of like the simplicity of it without having a mat. And then for my pictures, you grab those. These are my pretend pictures. They're 4 by 6, just pieces of cardstock that I cut. But I want to show you, so I don't have to cut these. They're already cut. So they'll go here and here. And I kind of tucked one under the water a little bit. And here. And here. I mean, I'll do it better in a minute. But for your mats, I'm going to do a white mat. I just like the simplicity of the white. I want a skinny mat. So my pictures are 4 by 6. So I want to cut this 1/4 of an inch wider and taller. So open up my arm and I'm going to make sure this little foot is flipped up, or flipped out so that it stays level on my table. So I want to measure my mats to 6 1/4 inches. So that would be right here. It's really easy to see the lines on the ruler here. Make sure it's straight at the top. Okay. And then flip it to the left once. And then cut it 4 1/4 1/4 inches, and then it will be the perfect size to put a skinny mat behind your photo. And I would do 4 of those because I have 4 pictures. And let's just make sure this looks good. Yep, it does. So I would mount my picture, pretend picture, put a little tape runner at all the corners and maybe a dab or 2 in the middle. And just make sure your mat is about the same size all the way around. I think I need to move it down a tad. Okay. And then there's my photo. So let's look at the final product one more time. It's really easy. It's a little bit creative, and I like it. Okay. And then what I would do, I would add some little extra tape runner to kind of get everything mounted down just when I'm finished. Now I'm going to show you what I do. So of course, I always use Creative Memories albums. I think they're the best in the world. I love how they lay flat. You can put top loading pages in here so you can work on things outside of your book and then add them in. Or you can use regular pages. So I could mount this on top of a regular page with tape runner, or I could put this in a top loading sleeve. I'm going to choose the top loading sleeve. Now it comes with these white inserts. I'm going to take those out and use those like as white cardstock. And then just kind of put my pages in here. I really love that our pages lay flat, especially for something like this where your pattern meets in the middle so you don't have it bowing up and coming out. So let me just put this in here. Now I could scrapbook straight on this other side if I want to, or I could put 2 pages back to back in here. So I'm going to add that in there and add this in here. And I have my page. So there we go. And then, you know, you could just flip through and you could mix regular pages with top loading pages. I love this page. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I think it'll work great for my son's cassette cruise pictures. And when you're working on your first pages, it doesn't look like it, you know, is even right here, but they get more like they are as you go through. That's just because there's all these pages back here, but none back here. But I love how it turned out. I hope y'all like that, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.